interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Yo, it's Remember the Show. Slick with the flows, where the sparring can go. Who's gonna be on, man, you never will know. Guess you better tune in, cause we live from Chicago. Belal Muhammad, that's the king of the tweets. Jason Anik looks like John, step his hands to his feet. Every Thursday, we gonna give you a treat. It's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat. And retweet, and retweet, and retweet. And retweet, it's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat.
What is up? Thursday, June 8th, 2023, episode 101. Remember the Show. Those of you join us live, we appreciate that you remember the show tonight. I got boots on the ground in Vancouver. My name is Jason Anik, joined as always by Remember the Name, Belal Muhammad, future welterweight champion, as of now the #1 contender. What is up, my brother? Good to see you as always, man.
What's up, brother? Man, I kind of like disappointed I didn't come to Vancouver. I was like hyped up to come down, but
yeah, so
it's been doing so much travel in the last couple of weeks.
And you were supposed to be here, but then ended up going to last week to corner Jared Gordon. We'll get into that later, right? So had you not gone there, you'd be here, yes?
Yeah, well, because I came back from AKA, went from AKA training with them for a week, and then went to Vegas to corner Jared. Then I was like, all right, I'm done hopping on a plane, especially since the flights have been terrible lately, bro. Every single airline I've been on has just been like delayed, canceled. It's like I don't even want to fly nowhere anymore.
I hear you. You've been a monster with travel lately. So it's interesting, though. It'll be interesting to see when you travel for your next fight. But we got a game show tonight, so let's get right into the topics. Yeah, you cancel your trip to Vancouver. Go there to corner him. Dude, I don't even know what to say. Flash Gordon, his last 2 times out, I feel like great performances, but neither victories, right? And so then, goes through a camp to whatever extent. I guess just tell me about that weekend through your eyes. He ends up being there and not being allowed to fight.
Man, honestly, it's like heartbreaking because he looked really good. It was one of those things when you get called for a fight, and he actually asked me, yo, they called me for this fight, 2 weeks notice. What did you do for your fight? Should I take this fight? And honestly, my first initial reaction was to tell him no. I told him no. And I said, you just got hurt. You just got knocked out. I would recover. Take your time to come back. You don't need to rush it. But, coming off his last 2 performances where he got robbed against Patty and then the Bobby Green, there was no contest right there. And he was looking really good in that fight. He just had it in his head like, bro, I need to get a win. When you're a fighter, you have that competition in your head. You want to get that taste out of your mouth. You want to just get on the right track. So I understood why he was thirsty to hop back in there. And he looked really good. He had no symptoms. The weight cut was really good. He was on point with everything. He took all the right precautions. Like I said, even in his interview, they were like, people were coming at him like, bro, why would you say you had a concussion? I'm like, bro, he got concussed on national TV
right.
in front of everybody. And
breaking news.
Him saying that I did the hyperbolic chamber and stuff, it was not like he was healing himself. It was like those are type of things that you should be doing to heal your brain. And he did all those things. And he stayed away from contact. So fight week, I just wanted to see how he was, see how he felt. He felt really good. We were on point. And then I think just a commission or something, they realized, this guy didn't get cleared for his concussion. And for me, I care about him. So I'm happy with the decision because I'm like, you don't need to, it's health before wealth. We don't need to fight. So I'm glad that the UFC and Dana White and all of them agreed. And they said, yo, we're pulling you from the fight because you live to fight another day regardless. You don't know how your body's going to react. Coming with your first punch, being in the cage. He hasn't sparred in those 6 weeks. He stayed away from any contact. So you don't want the first contact to come in there in the cage against a guy like Jim Miller, who you know is going to bring it. And I know Jared's going to bring it no matter what. Like I said, he looked really good. So I'm hoping that the UFC rebooks him to something. Maybe they even book that fight again because I was excited for that fight. It was a big name for him, big veteran name. But, man, Jerry just can't catch a break. But hopefully we'll get something.
Well, and it happens the way it's supposed to happen. That's certainly your philosophy. And so ultimately you look as we move on to Leon Edwards with a question mark as our next topic, right? Just when you tweet your post from Instagram a couple days ago, for a couple years ago, your eye poke, and look where you are now, right? The eye poke, it meant to happen. It was a tough night, but you knew you'd sort of get to this position now. So let me ask you about Leon. We got to find out something soon, bro. It's like October 21st is creeping. If it's going to be Abu Dhabi or something, maybe you know something I don't. Talk to me. The calendars, the dates are dripping off the calendar.
Man, I'm hoping that John knows something that I don't because I'm sitting there waiting and I'm like, you know, for me, I'm still training. I'm training like hard. That weekend, AKA Habib was putting me through a camp. Like I was in a camp. I'm like, bro, I'm tired. He's like, brother, you got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing. So for me, I'm like, I'm getting better. I'm growing day by day. And last week I was training in Vegas and Marvin Vittori was at the PI. Me and him were going back and forth training. So like I'm getting high level training in and I'm hungry. So these guys right now, Kobe and Leon, they're not doing what I'm doing. And the longer it takes them to get booked, the better I'm going to get. And it's going to be worse and worse for them. And as you see, like I said it and I could say it and I'll keep saying it that like on 3 weeks notice, I just beat the number 3 guy in the world and I dominated him. And I don't care what anybody says, but I made it look easy. So what do you think I'm going to do to these guys when I know all I have to do is train for these two now? Now there's no guessing. I know it's either going to be Leon or Kobe. So I'm just breaking each one of them down, breaking down their game. And it's just going to be easier and easier at night the longer it takes them to go.
Dude, it's so funny because we'll get to AKA later, but I had in my notes, like, I'm sure Bully got better that week. You know what I mean? You can be sure with Cain Velasquez cornering him, you know? Anyway, so you watching any of this TUF show? Conor McGregor didn't move the needle for me. I got to be honest. I haven't watched a minute of it. Maybe just because I'm an old man, but I assume you've been taking this in.
Yeah, I mean, I love any type of fighting shows, and I'll always love TUF, and I was always a fan of TUF, so I wanted to see it. And it's like people I know on the show. Jason Strout's on the show. A couple of the fighters that were on the show. Unfortunately, the guy who lost in the first fight of the night, Nate Gentleman, used to train with him, but also seeing Nacho's opponent on the show and looking great. So it just shows that just levels up Nacho because Nacho knocked him out, made it look easy. So seeing the guys that you've fought in the past win and continue to grow and get better, I always love seeing that. And I just love seeing all the extra guys that are on there. There's a couple of guys, Timur is on there. I was always a fan of his. So I want to see how those guys do on the show. And it's just exciting. And obviously you want to see what dumb stuff Conor does. Speak
of the devil. Oh, look at these boys. So we got 2 Jasons with long lettuce tonight. We got Coach Strout, Chef Ian Larios. What is up, boys? Welcome.
What's good?
Just chilling, man.
Man, honestly, Jason looks like he's prepared. Ian, you're wearing a t-shirt. Jason got his chest hair showing like he's coming for war. I don't know what you're doing.
He's got enough chest hair out.
This is my Florida outfit. Florida attire. You get this when you move here. You get a tracksuit.
Exactly.
Some boat shoes you're taking care of, you know?
Well, Jason, we were just talking about last week what went down with Jared. What were your thoughts on the whole situation? Obviously, you've been with Jared for so long.
Yeah, I've been with him in a long time. Yeah. All these gray hairs are probably due to him. What do I think about it? I don't know. I think he's the fighter. And they said, you want to fight? And he said, yeah. You know, and I don't want to point fingers or this or that. And I don't know what happened, but he was ready to fight. And then it just didn't happen. Like, I don't want to say what I think, or I don't want to, you know, you can say all sorts of things that maybe this happened or that happened, but it was just an unfortunate circumstance. And it just seems that happens to him a lot. You know, he seems to always be stuck in some sort of unfortunate circumstance. And it just kind of takes a toll on him, you know. It just kind of, it's hard to see it. It just really sucks. That's like the only thing I could say about it is it just sucks. You know, you try to make light of it. You try to like say something to try to get him in a better mood. But I don't know, man, once he gets in that slump, it's tough to get him out, you know. And it's just like one after another was like the Patty fight. Like, he did great. And then they gave it to the wrong guy. And then he's fighting this other guy, and then the guy decides to headbutt him in the face. And it's like, man, are you kidding me? Like, give this kid a break, you know? Like, I don't know. One of these days it'll have to work out for him. But if not, well, it's all right. Still friends with him. Still love him. He's still Jared.
Another thing we were talking about was TUF. I know you're kind of like, you know, secretive with everything, but dude, just give us a little something here. Like, did we throw hands with Conor in the show, or did something happen with Chandler and Conor? Is like, give us a preview.
You'll just have to. It's gonna get good. It's gonna get really good. You just have to stay tuned and watch. And as the episodes go, it's gonna get better.
Okay, question I wanted to see: like the order that they're putting the fights in now, was that the order that they went to in the fight, or are they like, yo, no, this fight was like the 4th week. I don't know why they're putting it in now.
Oh, definitely.
What's the answer?
Yes. No. Exactly. Just like they have it on TV.
He's smart, man. He wasn't taking the bait on Flash Gordon either.
Dude, I'm like, he's well trained.
I learned when I was very young not to incriminate myself. I did it once. I'll never do it again.
Well, Ian, you know, you're out here. You're in Milwaukee right now with Sergio fighting next week. How is Sergio
what a lucky guy
coming back from that ACL injury?
Well, yeah, I mean, the first time I've ever been here where the weather is decent, I was surprised that it actually got nice here and there was sun and it got over 60 degrees. So it being 80 degrees has been nice. And then being around Sergio is a plus. This is I've known Serge for almost 10 years now. We started working with him on the 20th anniversary of the UFC when he made his debut. I was 20 years old at the time too, so I've known Sergio for years now. So it's good to see him getting these big fights and coming back off his injury. To a guy like Pitbull, trying to be the triple champ is, this is what big fights are made of, and this is one of those opportunities that Sergio is going to take full advantage of.
Also, you've been a champion with Jamal Hill. You've been a champion with Yair Rodriguez. Now you're the champion with Sergio Pettis, but you were with Bully B, who's going to be the next champion. But word on the street is he's going to be working with. Who is this guy? This country singer you're going to be working with?
That's still top. That's still top secret. That's soon to be released. We're working on some numbers and sign some contracts and yeah.
We'll just say that there's a huge country singer. I think number 3 on the billboards right now, and make sure you guys download his album because he's been saying it. So he's going to be working with him for the next 5 or 6 months. And maybe he's going to go from 500 pounds to 200 pounds
Right.
because of Ian. So that's just a word on the street. We're going to keep it on down low, though. We're not going to let you know who it is.
Right. Our Cody producer Cody Merrow probably is about to throw it on screen for everybody. But
right. But yeah, I'm excited for that one too. But yeah, first things first, Sergio defending his belt in Chicago next Friday.
But obviously, we want to get the momentum going with Sergio, so we got to get a win here today. Obviously, you guys have a big rivalry. You guys don't like each other. Both of you guys sent me a middle finger emoji when I said you're going against this guy. So let's get the game show going, Cody.
Run it.
all right, gentlemen, if you haven't seen the show before, there's really only one rule. Shout bully for the buzzer. If you know the answer, say bully. Don't say the answer, say bully. Wrong answer, points go to your opponent. Correct answer, points go to you. Most points wins. Please
Here we
shout
go.
bully.
Categories for today. First category, face mash. So these are
I'm
two
gonna
fighter
crush
faces.
you in this, Jason. You got a chance in this.
Two fighter
what was
faces
that?
mashed together. Two fighter faces. So you got to tell me which two fighters these are.
Oh.
Next category, trivia. It's just regular trivia, UFC trivia. You've been in the game for a while. Ian acts like he's been in the game for a while, but we'll see which one you guys are smarter. Name scrambled. These are fighter names. Their letters are scrambled. You got to tell me what's the name of the fighter. They're all fighting this
Jason,
weekend.
you gotta be
though.
able to read to do that one.
You saw where I was born.
This is who is he or she. This is a guy fighter with a girl filter. So it's just one guy with a girl filter.
All right.
Jason, you were here first, so I'll let you pick the first category.
I was here first.
Were you?
Yeah. Go take a walk, huh?
But both of you guys can
Don't
say
you have
bully.
something? Don't you have something to cook? All right,
But Jason, you can pick.
I'm taking face mash for 400. Let's do it.
There you
Like
go,
it's a
big. So remember,
Why
this is
not?
two fighter faces. Two fighters.
Bully
Oh
D.
my
Ian.
That's Jared Gordon and Paul Felder.
Wow. Paul Gordon. Dang.
Hey, okay. Ian's been watching. You're up, Ian. You got keeps.
I'm gonna keep going with face mash, so I'll do for 100.
That was the softest thing ever. Two fighter faces.
Bully B.
Bully B.
That was
I mean,
Jason.
I said it first. I wasn't as
Yep, you
excited
did.
as you. I'm gonna go with Poirier and the guy that got kicked in the chin.
Can I answer the right question?
with the
now?
ears. Yo, quiet your mouth. I'm trying to remember his name.
What do you mean?
It's Dustin. It's Dustin and
Bro.
the guy.
Justin and the
Fer-
dude,
Fer-
man.
Why do I want to say Ferguson?
No, it's not Ferguson.
Tony Ferguson and Poirier.
Ian, do you have the answer?
Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier.
No, you trained Chandler. How do you not see Chandler there?
What?
How do you not see Chandler?
Man, I can't see, man. I got poked in my eye with a stick. I've been blind ever since then.
You're up, Ian.
I'll
Things
go.
have been downhill.
I'll keep going face smash because
No, let's. Yeah, I can't see.
that stick is impairing his vision. So I'll go face smash
Sticks.
200.
I got sticks in 2 eyes.
Face match 200. This is 2 fighters.
Bully B.
Oh man.
Ian.
That's Dricus, Duplessis, and Robert Whitaker.
Jeez,
Dricus.
dude, wow, you stare at a lot of dudes, man. I can't remember any of these dudes' faces.
All right, we'll give him a chance. So we'll go.
No, let's just get this one over with.
No. I don't want this to be slow for you. Let's go trivia for 100.
Trivia for 100. How many seconds did it take George Masvidal to knock out Ben Askren?
Bully B.
Ian.
8 seconds.
You're so stupid, Ian. Come on.
5 seconds.
Wrong.
Damn it.
Wow.
I said
Points.
5.
Jason
Did
got
I
the points
lose
now.
100?
Thanks, man.
Oh, I lose 100.
You're on the
Thanks,
board,
man.
Jason. You're on the board.
My man.
God.
I take him out for coffee and this hour repays me.
You're up, Jason.
I buy coffee that day. I buy coffee every time.
I learned that from Jared. I'm gonna go with man, I don't know. What's that say? Name scribble?
Name scramble
Close.
Yes, scrambled. Yeah, name scrambled.
for 100.
Oh, yeah. No, let's go big. 4.
Okay, you're going big. Fight it this weekend.
Bully B.
Dude.
Ian.
Irene Aldana.
Come on, Jason.
Dude. I don't know.
You're up, Ian.
I did like 16 rounds of pads tonight. Everything's shaking.
Let's finish off face smash.
Oh.
2 fighter faces here.
Bully B. I don't even know, dude. I just said it. Dude, that's ridiculous.
That one's easy, dog.
What do
This
you
is
mean
an
that's
easy one.
easy? You could tell. Wait, close. No, I don't know, dude. I don't even know who any of them are. Go.
Ian, you can take a guess.
That's Marab and Aljo.
Come on, Jason.
Wow. Hey,
Yeah,
if you hold the phone sideways, you might get a better view if you're on a phone. Is that
You have
correct?
your phone sideways, Jason?
No, I got to like the up and down way. It's all right. Just keep going. I wouldn't have got it if it was.
He's using a flip phone. He doesn't even have a camera on it.
That was Marab's old hairline too, so that might have messed you up.
Yeah, right.
That's what it was. I only got a couple of like little bars of data left. I got to re-up soon.
You're up, Ian.
I got to call
All right.
cricket, see if I get more points.
Let's go trivia for let's go for 400.
Trivia 400. Before Juliana Pena, who was Manuel's last loss? in the
Bully
UFC?
B.
Oh, dude.
Ian.
Oh shoot. Hang on, give me 1 second.
Yes. This is the only way I'm going to get points. You just keep messing up. Before Julia.
It's a great question.
Ooh.
I could
That's
see
a
her.
good question.
I could see her. All right, how long do I get? Like 30 seconds?
No, just
it's
3
all-
seconds. 3, 2, 1.
2, 1. Yes.
Point go to Jason again.
All right,
Yes.
Jason, answer it then.
No, Jason
know.
gets the points because you got it wrong.
Yeah. So I get the points. Was it the girl from Poland?
Kazagano.
Oh, no, I got that.
I knew that.
So you had her face in your mind, huh, Ian?
I saw it.
You're good with those
Okay,
faces.
Jason, we're making a comeback. You're
I
on,
know,
Jason.
dude. I like this. What is the he/she for 400?
This is a guy fighter.
Oh,
Believe me.
dude. Is that the guy that just fought?
Jason, Ian, it's on you.
That's Nate Diaz.
Wow. That's pretty good, dude. I gotta ask some questions.
Bro, you lived in
after the
Thailand.
show.
You should be able to. You should know the ladies.
was an
when
easy
you
one.
them.
Dude, it'd be like a week before I figured it out.
You're up, Ian.
All right.
Man, how many points you got? That's
So
a
who is
lot.
he? She for 300.
Who is he? She? This is ridiculous. Oh man, I don't know its name.
Bully B. Is that
You're
Chael
out.
Sonnen?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Whose body? Oh, it's on his body. Okay, I get it now. I get it. I was like,
That
That was an easy one, Jason.
I know, I knew it, but I didn't want to like take it from him. You know.
Chelsea. Chelsea Sonnen.
Chelsea.
Dude, that was a. You're up, Ian.
All right, let's go. Let's get the Hushies over. So let's do that one for 200.
Come on, Jason.
Oh yeah, Bully
B.
Bully B.
That was Jason.
Bully D. Bully D's nuts. That's the guy that Jared was gonna fight, and then he didn't get to. Jim
That's
Miller.
good enough.
There we go.
That's good enough. We got it.
That's good enough. You're giving him.
Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy.
You're giving him a handicap.
Can I get Jimmy?
Okay, hey, we got to come back here. Let's go, Jason. You're up. Let's keep it running.
I'm kind of into this he-she thing. Let's do another one for 100.
Bully B.
Oh man.
Ian.
That's Hamzat.
That's
And hopefully not something that will be real.
Wow. I known that one.
Did you know that one?
I did, dude. I did.
You're up, Ian. This is like he's walking through you right now.
Trivia 300.
Who was the winner of the last card in Vancouver?
A winner?
You're right. Anyone or the main event?
Hey, Cody switched his one out.
Hey, Bone, what do you got? Winner of the main event, Cody?
Yes, main event. Yeah, it's implied.
Oh, it's implied, right?
Come on, Jason.
If you can give me any winner off the card, give me points.
It's at the tip of my
enough.
tongue. So I don't even. Where's Vancouver?
Hey, points go to Jason. You're out. You're out. Yeah.
Yeah, Ian. Why didn't you answer? Who did he fight?
Donna Cerrone.
Did I lose points because of that? That's one.
Yeah.
No, Jason had the tip of his tongue. He was like,
I did. Yeah, Justin. Yeah, I knew that, and I was like going to tell you, but it was a bad connection.
"Hey, this is a close game right here. Come on, Jason."
You guys just want Jason to win. All right.
And then they hope I tell secrets about TUF.
Yeah. Name scramble for 100.
Name scramble for 100. Come on, these are easy ones.
Oh,
Bully B.
Bully B.
That was
I said
Jason.
it first.
That was not
I know
even close.
That
was
was.
Jason.
That was. I said it, and you it was delayed because of the time zone. That's Ryan Bader, man. I'm friends with
There
him.
we go. Also,
like
a
that
coach
guy.
on TUF. Come back. Let's go. Let's go, Jason. You're up.
Oh, my
Bro, even if you
fingers
add everything up, he doesn't.
are- Where do I touch it? Shh. I'm gonna go with name scramble
Name scramble. Let's go.
for 300. I got it. B. Bully B.
Jason.
Isn't it spelled right? Amanda Nunes?
There we go.
Was that even scrambled?
That was scramble. Hey, Ian. He's right there.
It's
Yo,
gonna be
let's do it
close.
again. 300. Come on. I'm feeling it. Name scramble. Bully B. Oh, dude, why'd I say that?
Come on,
man.
You got this. Jason, you got this.
I do got it. I think he's fighting this weekend.
Jason, he's
I
not
don't know.
fighting this weekend.
Hold on, the mailman's here.
Jason, dude.
No, hold on.
Dude.
I had this problem at school, and I had to go to a special room. Oh, geez, I almost fell over.
9,
Hold on.
8, 7. Come on,
Oh,
Jason.
dude.
6. You
Nog,
were supposed to fight
Garage.
last week.
Oh, dude, are you serious? Jared Gordon.
There we go.
You're so whack,
Yeah, he's
bro.
coming back. This is a comeback for the ages.
There's no way that's what that said.
How
Hey,
about
this is the last question right here.
scoreboard?
It's all on the line.
Bully, you got control of that scoreboard?
I'm sweating here.
Hey, I'm not even touching
I'm
that.
gonna have to take off my tracksuit here.
Come on, Jason, you're up. You need this one right here.
I'm gonna choose.
There's only one choice.
Oh, trivia for 200. All right. Let's do it.
Who did Daniel Cormier beat?
Bully B.
Oh, dude.
Ian used to work with Daniel Cormier.
He
And
beat
doesn't
Frank
know-
Mir.
Oh! Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yes, chef.
Ian Larios.
Sorry
Chef
to
to the
take the wind out of your
stars.
sails, Jason. But
Man, I'm gonna get
it
on
was
a plane right
inevitable.
now.
He called it. He said before the match that he was going to dominate. Shout out to Ian Larios, the renowned chef, to the UFC athletes, and now to the country singers around the world. How does it feel?
I do have one thing to say. Obviously, you've been trying to invite me on the show for a long time now. I've turned it down every time. And with you know how Habib challenged me, and I was thinking about coming back and jumping on the show. But Jason, I appreciate you coming on and taking me on. But I'll have to take this win, and I'll think about coming back on again and dominating. But I'll think about it, But Jason, I appreciate you taking the time in your busy schedule of, crawling through holes and fences and finding.
Oh man, I should have had that video up.
That was his first experience. He got to see a lot of cool things. I think we even ran from some police that day.
It was
he
a
went
good day.
spray painting with Jason once, and then the police chased him, and then Ian didn't know what to do, so he had to start running.
Yeah,
I
took off.
I was
and
a
he was
faster guy. I was a faster
He was like
guy.
standing there, and I was like, I assumed he knew what to do when he saw cops, and I ran, and I looked, and he was gone, like still hanging out, looking, and I was like, no, you're just supposed to go, dude. Like, we're not really supposed to be doing what we're doing, so. I mean, we weren't doing anything too bad. We were just hanging out, That's all. We were collecting cans and getting cash to buy candy.
Okay, so well, now let's get down to the nitty gritty. Jason, I know you lost, but we know you do corner Michael Chandler. So does Michael Chandler have a date for his upcoming fight with Conor McGregor?
Oh, I got a call coming in. No,
you gotta give us something here.
No, I missed the call. I sorry. What did you say? Yeah, Michael Chandler's he's gonna fight. He'll fight again. Yes.
All right, guys. I appreciate both of you guys coming on. You guys are the best. Ian, your prize is going to be in the mail, which is your size 14 sandals and a pair of Lululemon pants that you forgot at my house.
I appreciate you giving me those back. Jason would have definitely tried to pawn them or melt them down into something.
A shank.
But hey, appreciate you guys. Thanks for hopping on. You're the best.
Thank you, boys.
See you guys around.
Congrats,
I'll
Chef.
get you a more formidable opponent next one, Ian.
Thank you. Yeah, give me someone that's
yeah.
I can read.
We need more pictures. Not confusing pictures.
All right, guys.
I gotta go to the beach.
Later, boys.
Peace.
See you. Good match up there. Dude, that scoreboard, Cody, did you tweak that a little bit? Because all of a sudden it looked like there was no shot, and then he actually could have tied it.
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah.
He went from 700 to 2,200 or 1,300.
Dude, that was the funniest thing ever. But
interesting.
yeah, both of them guys are like characters. It's funny just hanging out with both of them. Man, Jason's good without letting anything slip out. Like literally the whole week, I'm telling him, like, bro, who made it to the finals? At least give me something. He's like, no, man, you just got to watch it. And then we're watching the first episode. And I was like, oh, man, it's about to be a good fight. He's like, no, it's not. And I was like, bro, why are you saying that right before the fight starts?
It's unbelievable, man. He
Well,
said nothing.
You can tell because usually they do the same format every time. So it's like if you're watching at the 45-minute mark and they're still doing stories, you're like, oh, this isn't going to be long.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
do it if the fight starts halfway through the episode, you're like, oh, well, I'm going to get more fight this time.
Yeah. But we got any more of the, what's it called?
Any more topics? You want to touch on AKA a bit? I mean, that experience had to just be unbelievable. So when Kane was cornering you, what was that like?
Man, it was epic. That was my first time meeting him, first time talking to him. So like just getting his knowledge. He's like on the mats training with everybody. The crazy thing was like their conditioning workouts are like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We go hard on the cell bike, and they were switching off from a cell bike to like wrestling with Habib or grappling with on the wall. And like you have to keep a certain pace on the assault bike. And I'm like, bro, I'm like dying here after because you have to go 30 minutes straight and we're going nonstop. And I'm going wrestling to assault bikes. And then Kane's coming to the bike, like, keep it at 27 miles per hour. What's wrong with you? You don't want to lose this fight. I'm like, bro, I just fought. Like, I'm here to help.
Right. I might not be fighting for a year, bro.
Yeah. I'm like, bro. And he's like pushing you. So you don't want to look like a whip in front of Kane. So like, I'm going harder. But like the wrestling day was epic because it was like Kane was there, Habib was there, and Cormier was there, and Cormier was like teaching the wrestling match, the practice. So like seeing all three of them interact with each other was hilarious because they're just joking around with each other. But also when they're showing the techniques and they're showing the drills, it was like nothing I ever like had to experience before, because like all three of these guys are world champions. All three of these guys are the most dominant wrestlers in the UFC, and they're giving me like the smallest little details. And it was just like the knowledge was like endless in that room. And I was like, bro, how do you do this? How do you do that? And it was like after the first couple of days, it was like getting comfortable, because I was like, man, it's Cain Velasquez. I'm like looking at him like, bro, I don't want to say nothing to him. But like he's just such a chill dude. So Ian used to live in with them too and cook for him and DC whenever they would have camps. And Ian's like, bro, Cain is like the nicest guy in the world. Talk to him, dude. He's hilarious. You'll like him. And by the time we got, cool and everything, it was fun to experience that side of him.
So was the primary reason for Khabib being there for his Ubek, the split decision, his cousin,
Abubakar. Yeah.
Abubakar, thank you. He lost the split. Was that his primary reason for coming across, or?
Yeah, he came down to help him. He was down there for, I think, like 8 weeks training down there. And that's the sucky part, man. Like the fans could sit there and go online and hate. And after you lose a fight, they're going to mollywop you, right? They're going to say the worst things to you, but they don't know how hard these guys work. Like he was there for 8 weeks, and the camps that Khabib puts him through are very hard and they're rigorous. And like, you're doing all that work for these 15 minutes. And like, I thought he won the fight. Obviously I'm biased, but like there's a lot of people out there that thought he won the fight as well. So to have a fight taken away from you by a bad decision, it's heartbreaking, because I've seen the work they put in, and people just don't understand that, the words you say that are hurtful, and, telling this guy he sucks, and, he's not a real Nurmagomedov. And it's like, bro, you don't know what this guy does. He puts the work in. It's not like he's just sitting there on the couch and like, I'm Khabib's cousin, I'll be good just because of that. No, this guy really put the hard work in, and it just sucks because the game, everybody's so good in this sport, and it's a game of inches, and all it takes is one bad judge or one bad decision to end your night or make your night not worth it. And it's like he's getting half of his check. Same way with Kai Kara-France. Even with me, where I said I'm obviously cool with Amir Albazi, and for me, I'm watching it, and I'm watching it with a biased eye, obviously, but still rewatching it. I thought the first 3 rounds were very close, and the first 2 rounds could have gone to Amir or Kai, because both of those rounds were very close. The third round, I think, was a clear round for Amir, but the 4th and 5th, I would give to Kai. But like for me saying, I think that Amir won, it's the same way as saying that Israel Adesanya saying, I think Kai won, and they're saying it's bullcrap and everything. It's very close, and it was we've seen that a lot of times with a lot of these fights. I mean, obviously, there's a million things you could say that can be done, but I just think that judging is just a hard thing to do in general, because I had to fight for Amir, and I'm watching it with a fighter eye too, and I'm rewatching it on mute, and I was like, man, let me see, and I could still give it to Amir 3 rounds. I could find a way to give it to him the first 3 rounds, and I could find a way. I don't know how the judge gave him the 4th round, but I could definitely find a way to give him the first 3 rounds.
Well, that's why I said to you a couple weeks ago, you've only had 1 split decision. So if you're not going to finish the fight, you better, make it very clear, which you always do.
Yeah, I came out. People are coming at me like, bro, you'd obviously know decisions. I'm like, yeah, I obviously would. They're dominant decisions. I never had a decision where people are like, man, it should have went the other way. All my decisions, they've been, one-sided. There hasn't been, oh man, it could have went this way or that way. Oh, this guy got screwed. It's not. He dominated him for 5 rounds. He dominated him for 3 rounds. There was no questions at the end.
100%. Moving on to the fight card this weekend. Man, this city, bro, is just incredible. I can't say it enough. I will say, just walking around as an identical twin today, fighter meetings, John is gone. So I'm walking around Vancouver a little bit. A lot of UFC fans here, a lot of disappointed UFC fans that thought they were seeing John Anik, and they're just not, it had John, and I'm like, yeah, hey man, it is, but then I start talking to them and they hear my voice. And so that's, kind of a weird experience for them. But yeah, some disappointed fans to not get the real article today on the streets. Anyway, so
at least we got to put them on the perimeter show. Like, yeah, no, we got to show ourselves. So we're good.
I tell you though, I do meet some people that shout me out about the show, so we appreciate that. You can be sure. All right, dude. So we got 3 picks for you. We're going to focus really on the co-main and the main event, but we want a quick one from you. In the middleweight division, Marc-Andre Barrio versus your boy Eric Anders. Anders slight dog here, plus 115. Barrio the favorite, minus 135. Cody, start us out on this one, sir.
Well, I love you, boy. You know, we talked on the phone earlier. You pointed that out. It's always your boy, Eric Anders. And I mean, one of the most successful athletes, non-fighters in the history of the UFC. I mean, Alabama state champion in football. Not many people can boast about that, but I think we're coming to the end of the the Eric Anders career here. You know, he's getting up in age. I believe he's 35 or 36 years old. Marc-Andre Barrio fighting in his backyard up there in Canada. I just think he does everything that Eric Anders does well. And so I would think that he would be a heavier favorite, but I got to go with Barrio here, even though I want Anders to win. I said to you earlier, Jay, that the fight that he had with Roundtree, that Eric Anders had with Roundtree up at 205, you know, down in Mexico, really stuck out for me. Since that fight, you know, he's had a lot of ups and downs. So I would love to go with your boy here, but I got to go Marc-Andre Barrio.
Bully?
Man, honestly, Eric Anders looked really good his last fight. And I think that he did a really good job of mixing up his takedowns. And I think that he's still learning and he's still getting better. For a guy to come from football, like he didn't grow up with a martial arts background. I think for being that type of athlete, he's learning and he's growing. And I can see him going to different gyms and trying to learn from other teams and other coaches. And I trained with him a couple of times. So it was cool to see and get his mindset, because he didn't have that mindset of, oh, I don't want to ask this guy for any advice, or I don't want to work with this guy because he's smaller than me. He's a big guy that can move and can work with you. So it was cool to see. And I think I'm going to go with Eric here. I think that he's progressively growing, progressively getting better. So I think this fight, maybe his takedowns will be a lot better than his last fight. And he'll look better. And he just has that natural power too.
Going with you, boy. Always loving you guys are on different sides. Co-main event, man. I've told people I buy the pay-per-view for this singular fight. Dude, give me all of Beneil Dariush. I love this dude. Dude, I will say he's one of the few guys who had more gray hair than me at 34. But he looks great. You know, I love it. I love it. It's good looking dude. He's the Belal Muhammad of the lightweight division, right? You can be sure you got mad love for this guy. 8 straight wins. I think he deserves a title shot right now, even before this matchup commences Saturday night. He thinks he's better than Islam everywhere, right? So I like the confidence, but he gets Oliveira here. Certainly decorated, had a long winning streak of 11, and at the hands of Makhachev last October. Beneil, slight favorite here. I like the love. Bully B. Are you picking with your heart or head, I guess would be my question, and then give us the pick.
Honestly, my heart and head both tell me Beneil. I think that he is one of the toughest guys in the division. And to see his last fight against a guy like Gamrot, where they said, oh, man, he couldn't wrestle with him. And he looked really good in there. His scrambles on the ground are nuts. And his ground game is one of the best in the division. But he also has crazy power. He does have that one punch power that could put you to sleep. And a guy like Oliveira does get hit a lot. And he does get rocked a couple of times. And even his last, even before the fight, the Makhachev fight, he did get rocked by Gaethje a couple of times, but Gaethje didn't want to go to the ground with him. Then he got rocked by Chandler a couple of times. And it was just the ground game moments where he took advantage of it. I think that if Beneil hits him and rocks him and he does go to the ground, Beneil won't be afraid to go to the ground with him. Beneil will be able to hold him down and outmuscle him on the ground, kind of like what Islam did to him. And I think he is the guy in the division that will be the toughest test for Islam, because he is good everywhere. And his wrestling is there. His grappling is there. His striking is there. I think that he deserved the title fight before this fight, especially since the last fight got canceled and they were supposed to fight instead of me and Gilbert. They were supposed to be on that card. So, like, the fact that it got canceled there and they still made him fight here, it sucks. But it just shows you what type of fighter Beneil is. He's like, I'm going to fight the best guys. I think I'm the best guy in the world. You want me to fight one more? I'm going to fight one more. And that mindset is a championship mindset. So I think he's going to go out there, and I think it's going to be a finish. I think it's going to be dominant. And I think for a guy like Charles, you know, being dominant for so long, he is really good. But a lot of those guys, once they lose that streak and they get finished like his last fight, I think mentally it's going to be a hard one to come back to when you're fighting a guy like Beneil. I think that should have been kind of like an easier fight for him to maybe get back in the win column. But he went the hard road and he fighting the number one contender to fight. So that tells me that he also wants the belt back. I just think that Beneil is going to be too good for him.
Cody, I know you love your Brazilians. Talk to me. You going the same way or what?
Well, so I would say this. When the Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush fight got called off for Newark, I was distraught. You know, that was one of the fights that I was really looking forward to. I was really excited for that. But the MMA gods rewarded us.
With your boy. Strap up your boy.
From Belal Muhammad. That sent Gilbert back down the rankings and away from the number one contender spot. You know, we're talking to the future champion right here. I'll take that any day of the week. So we ended up on top in that fight. When that fight was going to happen, I thought that Charles probably had a better chance. You know, the injury news comes out. This fight isn't that far away from that injury. We don't know what that was yet. John probably does, and he's not going to say anything. So thanks, John. But it's hard not to go with Beneil Dariush here because I think he does do everything that Charles does, but does it better. You know, his grappling is incredibly underrated. I was one of the people who thought that Tony Ferguson was going to do a hell of a lot better against Beneil, that he did, and Beneil absolutely washed him. It wasn't even close at all. So many things align for Beneil here, but Charles Oliveira has the blonde hair. He dyes his hair. He said in the embedded that he does it because of Dragon Ball Z, because of he wants to be Super Saiyan. All my anime heads out there are going to love it. So I'm going to go with the dog here. O contendor numero nome, a Charles do Bronx Oliveira.
Had a feeling that was coming. Moving on to the main event, man. I've talked to a lot of people that like Irene Aldana, man. I don't know, man. I think Juliana Pena is Amanda Nunes' kryptonite. I think there's so much pressure on Amanda facing Juliana, and I just think she faces a lot less pressure here. It's been almost a year since she avenged the loss against Pena. Aldana just hasn't been all that active. I think fought once in 2020, once in 2021, once in 2022. Not everyone has to work as hard as Belal Muhammad to get that title shot, right? She wins a couple straight, and here she is. The line is not as big as I would have expected, although I guess it's moving. I had it 320. It's 350 here. My brother put it very well that when you are considered the greatest of all time, you put your legacy on the line to some extent every time you head out there, as Amanda most certainly is here. She loses here. She's lost 2 or 3, and that does maybe dim that a bit. I don't know. Cody, start us on the main event, and when we'll let Bully take us home.
So you alluded to it, and I am surprised that the line is where it is. Amanda's minus 350. You would think Irene would be a little bit higher, like in the plus 300, range, a little bit of contrasting odds there. But, I have to say I like everything that I've seen out of Amanda. She seems very motivated. Home life seems good. The new gym situation seems like it's been absolutely fantastic for her. She doesn't have to worry. It's kind of all built around her. And I don't see how she's only a minus 350. I think this is one of those fights where it should be approaching like a Cyborg territory, where if anybody but Juliana Pena fights Amanda Nunes, she should be a minus 500 or more, in my opinion. I think she's the GOAT. I think she's one of the best strikers in the history of the female division of MMA. So I don't see how you can't go with Amanda here. I think she makes it look easy. I think she goes out there and maybe proves a point. I think Aldana is tough. She is a great boxer, but I'd be surprised if she lasts longer than 3 rounds. So it's going to be Amanda Nunes for me, and I'm really excited for the Juliana Pena matchup when that does happen.
Bully?
And a big thing that I don't think nobody's talking about is I saw somebody tweeted out that Irene hasn't made 135 and a long time. So she's a big girl. She's been wanting to go up to 45. She's been fighting at 45, and to get a fight at 135 on short notice, it is 5 weeks, but I don't know how that weight cut's going to affect her. But she does have momentum on her side with the team. She has Alexa Grasso, who did win, and Alexa Grasso looks like she's getting better. So that also tells me that her main training partner, Irene, should be getting better as well. I just think that Amanda, like you said, I think her kryptonite is somebody like Juliana, where those are the hardest people to fight because, they don't have the craziest, best technique, the sharpest technique. So they come from wild, different angles and stuff like that. So you don't expect it. I could train for Irene because I know she's going to come with stiff boxing, jab, cross hook. It's going to come right at my face. I know different defenses for that. But when you have somebody like Juliana, who's going to be rushing you, throwing elbows, punches, spinning back fists, weird stuff at you that you've never seen before, you can't train for it. Those are the hardest ones to fight. And I think Juliana, who gets in her head too, where Amanda's still talking about her, like, oh, I can't let a girl like Juliana be the champion. You could tell she takes that stuff personally. She's angry at her. She's mad at her. It's like, bro, Juliana, you're not fighting Juliana. You're fighting Irene. Irene's nice. It's hard to figure out find a way to hate her or want to beat her up. I think that Amanda is probably going to use her grappling in this fight, take her down, control her on top, win it. I don't think she's going to retire after this fight. I do think she wants that trilogy fight with Juliana, and I do think that should be the next fight after this, but I do think it'll be a dominant fight for Amanda.
Dude, I have to say, this card – go ahead, Cody.
Well, so I have a question. So you mentioned Irene Aldana with the weight, right? Rocky Pennington is up there, and she's going to weigh in as the backup. Do you think that Rocky Pennington has a better chance to beat Amanda Nunes than Irene Aldana?
Not really. I don't think so. Because Rocky, she's one of those. She'll have one good fight, and then the next fight she won't look as great. She's always wish-washy with her fights, and also That's why I hate the person that trains to be the backup, because you don't know how hard she's training, how hard she's pushing, really, or if she's really expecting herself to fight. I just don't think that it'll be that great of a fight. Either one of them, I think, is a bad matchup for both of them. Amanda, I think, could dominate either one. I do think that the hardest girl for Amanda to fight is Juliana.
I was just going to say, I think this card is sneaky good. I mean, I always love Chris Curtis on the card and against Imavov.
That's crazy. I don't know how he's on the prelims, early on the prelims. Like, bro, that should be on the pay-per-view for sure. And you got
someone in the UFC office must follow him on Twitter, and they're like, haha, we're going to screw over Chris Curtis again. Like, see if he complains about it.
Dude, but Ige Landwehr, man, I mean, how about that?
Remember the show champion, Dan Ige, right? That the only reason we didn't include him in the Bix Bully is because we both would have went with Dan Ige. But I mean,
yeah, I'm excited for that one. That one's gonna be a banger. I was just in Vegas seeing Ige. He looked in great shape. He looked ready to go, getting momentum off of his last fight. So, Nate's gonna be excited to be on the pay-per-view. That guy, I just want to hear him on the mic, but I definitely don't want to hear him on the mic Saturday because I want Dan Ige to win.
No, I hear you. I spent some time with Nick Sick and Ige. Ige is he's in a beautiful mental space, that guy right now. I mean, he's just, he is sharp and he is focused. And I think he'll be ready for Nate to train.
Is he still 50K? Did he change his nickname? I thought he changed his nickname.
No, he's 50K.
Is he
50K?
Oh, I think so.
Wearing that number 50 Vancouver Grizzlies jersey at the presser today. Anyway, event should be fire. UFC 289 beckons from Vancouver this Saturday night. Another episode. Remember the show in the books. That's 101. Like the game show, Bully. Let's keep it rolling. We'll see you all next Thursday night, 8:30 Eastern, for Cody Merrow and Belal. Remember the name Muhammad. My name is Jason Anik. We will see you next week. We appreciate you joining us. Have a good night.
Peace.